Hey, how's it going? So, today was a little weird. Today I just could not focus on anything. Like, I don't know, what's up, Taki? I couldn't, like, get it to, I'm, like, sipping, I mean, like, I don't know, man. I've been, like, drinking coffee all day and, like, eating sugar like crazy. Maybe I've discovered the root of the problem. But some days I feel like I have uh like I can't focus, and if a project demands more focus than usual, it's very difficult for me to not be distracted. Um we'll talk about that in a second. We're gonna get into things. We're gonna get into this Photoshop. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is a live cam of a penguin camera in Antarctica. You're welcome. You're welcome. So it has nothing to do with anything other than it's very cute, and those are real animals that are living right now at this moment. Um, so yeah, I'm adjusting my camera over here. There we go. Yeah, I like can't stay focused. Yeah, right. Exactly. Look at this. Look at this thing. How am I supposed to stay focused? Pans over to live stream of penguins. This has been my day, Dave Jordan. This has been the day that I've had. Like, okay, there's a couple things that happened that pulled my focus. One of which is Evan Dorkin tweeted a big rant about how Beast of Burden isn't coming out, and it was a good revenue stream for him, and he's just like frustrated because he can't, he just can't get, I don't know, financially secure with comics, that he's like struggling. And this is a common, I mean, like, I don't know what his situation is. This is why the penguins are important, because like if shit gets heavy, we have the penguins here. We're all set. um I've been a big fan of his work. I picked up Milk and Cheese on a whim when I was a teenager and like loved it. I think that my 2 cents as far as like what he's going through is that, like, the way the market is and the way comics are right now is like everybody's got to fight for like every single inch and every single dollar at all times. Like, it's it's like it's crazy. Like, I'm not saying that it's like it should bother you, but I think that some people go in with the idea of like, oh, like, I'll grind it out for 10 years through my 20s or whatever, and then they get into their 30s and they're like, why am I why am I still grinding it out? Like, shouldn't now the door just be open and like I get what I want now? And that is so wildly untrue when it comes to comics. Like, with comics, it's just like you gotta love the hustle. You gotta love the book. You gotta, and like, this is the thing too, is like the impression that I get from Evan. I mean, like, I don't know him personally. I don't want to speak for him on his behalf, but the impression that I have is that he loves comics. Like, he loves the work. Like, if he could just sit at a desk, draw all day, write all day, he'd be set. He'd be fine. But it's like all the extra stuff in the way of like, how do you get the comic out there? How do you produce it? How do you promote it? How do you recoup expenses? How do you, like, all the extra stuff of like running the business is stuff that I just feel like he just hates. I mean, when you read his comics and they're like, fuck structure. Like, his comics are very structured, but like the theme is like of Milk and Cheese is like we're just gonna rage against the machine all day long. I'm drinking gin, it makes a man mean, and we're just gonna crush it. Like, that's the mentality of Milk and Cheese. Like, fuck your system, we're gonna do our own thing, we're gonna burn it down. That's what we're gonna do. Which I can respect, but like, you do have to like kind of participate in the system. We've been talking about this on the Discord, and this is one of those things that like, if I'm, and to rope back to me being distracted, if I'm talking about comics and I'm thinking about comics and I'm thinking about what I should be doing and I'm thinking about planning, then aren't I working? The answer, of course, dear reader, and I know you're not readers, you're viewers, is no. No, that is not working. At some point, Daddy's got to throw some ink down on the old pea shop. I immediately regret that sentence. I apologize to you, to the viewers at home. But, so this was happening, and it was distracting me. And then also, man, my brain has just like been wired for beat 'em up arcades lately. And after we played a while ago, you can find on twitch.tv/theboiks. We played Shadows over Mystara, the D&D adventure, beat 'em up that Capcom made. Fake McCoy, don't repeat it. Don't repeat it in chat. If that's not a t-shirt, I don't know what is. I thought about, speaking of revenue streams, fuck man, look how distracted I am. Speaking of revenue streams, I thought like, what are incredibly specific t-shirts that I could make that would only ever apply directly to me or directly to one single moment in time, in order to not sell t-shirts. Apparently make t-shirts in order to not sell them, I guess, was the goal. I don't know. This is, fuck man, my mind like just pinballs around sometimes. And that's also part of it, is like sometimes I just have days like this where I'm just like, hey, what about this thing? Hey, what about this thing? Hey, what about this thing? I've been drawing dwarves for like the last 3 days for some reason. I don't even know why, but like they're just rattling around up there. Those little guys, those little muscular dudes. I don't know, man. At any rate, so I was thinking a lot about Evan's predicament that he's in, and I think, and he even said he's made these mistakes along the way when you read his thread. Yeah, are you selling t-shirts? No, I'm just making them to make myself laugh. Pretty much. Like, I thought about, I mean, maybe I should just make the t-shirts rather than telling you about them. But yeah, so the thing about like where Evan's at is that he will, like absolutely be the first to say like, I did this wrong in retrospect. I did this wrong in retrospect. I don't, like, he talks about how he doesn't want to do variant covers, and like, that's like a point of pride. Like, he doesn't want to do that. And I think that you can do that in comics. Like, you can tell yourself like, oh, I'm not going to do these things that other people are doing, but it's tough to, I don't know, be like, hey, I'm not doing these things that other people are doing that are making them money, and also I'm broke all the time. What the hell? Like it's kind of a catch-22. Like when I got out of college, I wanted to be drawing comics, but no one was going to buy them. And so like I looked down the road and it was like, well, what's my most marketable skill? I need a job. I need to pay my student loans, blah, 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 blah. And like, even though I didn't want to color full time for a living, this is kind of where I ended up. Like at a certain point, hey Nimish, at a certain point you have to be like, rubber meets the road reality. Like, what small concessions are you willing to make in order to like figure out what your path is going to be? And, some people have different thresholds for that. And I'm not saying one person's wrong, one person's right, or anything like that. Like, I'm sure that, like, he's doing it the way he wants to do it, and he wouldn't regret, like, whatever. I don't know. I can't speak to his position. But what I'm saying to you, viewer, after reading all this, all the stuff that like Evan was talking about is that I hope that you guys are doing everything that you can to make yourself a stable artist. And I hope that you are doing like plugging away in the social media, figuring out the business end, setting up a shop. That's going to be one of my goals, by the way. I have like a series of goals over the next couple of years. Setting up a shop is going to be one of them. Most of the stuff that you can buy from me at a Comic-Con, I'm going to make available in a shop. So that's a lot of work, and we're going to try to get there. I don't know if you all follow Jen Bartel on Twitter, or her work at all, but she like is the absolute queen of that secondary income. She like we've been talking for a while. We're gonna click over. This is the cover we're working on. We're gonna talk about Jen in a second. Hey, welcome to High Society, Fake McCoy. So, 11 months in a row, man, it's been a minute with this. When I started this streaming, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna last, and here we are. This is where we left off on this cover. It's like mostly finished. We're going to try to do a couple of things. So we have these like levels in hue and saturation. They're not really doing a whole lot. Like, let's look at this levels. One of the things that, and you're already deep in when I started showing up. Yeah, I know, exactly. It's been like 2 years, maybe? There's like 200 videos up on YouTube. Oh, by the way, let me see, hold on. This is fucking Distracted. Distracted today is like the name of the game. In case you guys don't know, because I actually didn't promote it at all and just quietly just put it out there. If you are part of my YouTube channel and you're not a Twitch subscriber, I put a little time lapse up. We'll mute this. I put a time lapse up of the Beauty, this cover that I did like forever ago, and I put it in the can on YouTube. And then I was like, oh, I'll put this up when like I don't have other content to put up, and then like it just kind of sat there. It's muted. I have like whole commentary. 14 whole years, the Boyks. Welcome to High Society. Wow, they're all coming out of the woodwork right now. Yeah. So if you're looking for extra stuff, there's a time lapse Beauty cover up there. I'm gonna try to do more of that, but man, setting all that up, I had problems with Streamlabs OBS for a while, and I've switched back to OBS, and like trying to get everything to record while I'm doing Photoshop is a little tough, but I'm gonna try to do that more often. So look for that. And that's going to go up on YouTube. I don't think that's going to be on Twitch at all. But I'll let you know when it goes up. You need to renew mine, but Twitch won't let you. Yeah, I don't know what was up with Streamlabs. Streamlabs OBS, like, so it was working really well for me, and it had a bunch of great features that I really loved, and then, like, it just stopped work. Like, the record functionality just tanked, and then it just stopped working. I was just like, oh, we're done now. And I reinstalled, and I don't know. Anyway, that's some inside baseball streaming stuff that you guys probably don't care about. Probably don't care about baseball either. So here's the thing. Here's a lot about like what I've been thinking about lately. So I just turned off the levels in hue and saturation. This is kind of something I've been thinking about with Nightwing. I'm like trying to get the best color I possibly can in Nightwing, that'll hit print. I'm gonna move the microphone just a little bit because it's a little bit in the way. That worked? That worked. Maybe? Maybe. It's weird. I moved it 1 inch and like the volume dropped like crazy. I'm figuring this out. Anyway. So Nightwing is challenging in particular because it has the eyes of editorial on it pretty immensely. Like there's the whole Rick Grayson thing that's happening, particularly if you know very, very little about baseball. Yeah. Nick's insights on baseball. Yo, we should just stream it. If it wasn't totally illegal, if the MLB police wouldn't come get me, I'd stream a game of baseball and just narrate it. Thank you for the host, Lookouts Girl. I should finish this coffee. So, Nightwing has a lot of editorial eyes on it right now, and I want to make the best product I can. And also, the other colorist that is coloring Nightwing is Tamara Bonvillain, and she is fantastic. And so, like, her being the other, like, bi-weekly colorist pushes me to do a little better. And I've been trying to figure out... So, like, these colors right here are kind of, like, where my mind sits. Like... I end up with like very thick, very dark kind of colors, and then I usually like punch it up with some hue and saturation that makes it a little brighter. This is very, very little, but it should be actually a little more. Yeah, we can really crank it. We're in RGB, so like this covers full madness, but and this was the levels that we did. So one of the things that I think that I'm noticing lately with putting stuff in print, I mean, I've been putting stuff in print for a long time, but right now I'm like very, very focused on it because, like, you know, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm very focused on it. I'm not focused right now. I'm very focused on that. I don't know what this, what is this? Okay. Sure. This bar on the bottom here, the levels, I've been pulling this here, trying to get like the low end out of the color, because I'm noticing that one of the things that the print version of Nightwing is lacking is like anytime there is a darker color that has like a very nice like blue tinge to it or whatever. And I don't know if it's the paper or the method that I'm giving it to them or whatever, but that blue tends to just get grayed out, like especially with darker colors. So I'm trying to like pull the darks out of the image. So that's what this does. This says this bar basically down here is the range of your piece, and the darker area down here with the slider is going to be your darkest parts, your darkest levels, and then the white one at the other end is going to be your lightest parts. I should wolf down this coffee. So additionally, like, you can pull more, like if you look, we can zoom in. If you look in here in the rib cage here, we can start to like pull the lighter parts out, and we're like drowning out. We're making stuff that like is almost the highest become the highest point in the piece. So like I can show you that again. Like we're here and you can see all these little highlights in here, right? You guys can see those, right? And then you when you pull it, those little highlights start to disappear, and like the whole thing becomes a highlight. So you run the risk of like maybe losing some detail when you start to like mess around with this kind of stuff. But I think that the overall appearance is a lot better. Like if we just look at this versus this, like I like dark color. I think that part of the reason why I like dark color is because I never set out to be a colorist, and I like want to paint. Like I want to like straight up digital paint, but comics is not that medium, especially superhero comics. And so I've been trying to like hack my mind by being like, okay, so we got to the end of this. Like, this is all way too fucking dark. Let's see actually where we're at here. 50, 74, 52, 38. Yeah, this is real dark. Even the highlights are like pretty rough. Like, we're looking at 67, 49, 22, 2. And that's percent out of 400 for CMYK, for like how much ink we're putting down on the page. And you can see it here. We're not on like the lighter part. And we shouldn't be, because we're trying to pull this stuff forward. But it's creating like problems for print. So I'm starting to try to be in the habit more to push the stuff for print. And in reality, like this stuff that I love back here, like this is the stuff that I'm absolutely in love with on this cover. The like line of skulls back here that are fading into the guy, that stuff all stays the same. So like I'm not even really giving up, you know, particular things that I might be. And if you want to tweak this stuff too, it's very, very easy. Like you go into the layer mask and we can just tweak it. We can go very dark on the bottom, just on the bottom. Looks kind of good. All right, so let's real deal. Let's get into this. What's bothering me? Upon a second look, and you should always have a second look. You know, one of the other things that is making me distracted today is that I've been so focused on Nightwing. I got the first 8 pages before Thanksgiving. I've been thinking about them the entire time. Well, not the entire time for Thanksgiving. Like, some of the time was spent fantasizing, what if this bird was Hawkman and we were all eating Hawkman? That'd be weird. But I've been also thinking about, like, you know, these pages that I got before Thanksgiving. I'm going to have one more swig of Hawkman blood, and then we're going to get into this. Okay. Having to color and not watch the Penguins is what's bothering me. Yes. So I was so focused on that. I'm really bad at juggling projects, which is kind of what I hope the next like week and a half doesn't turn into. Nightwing gave me a bunch of pages, then they stopped for a while, and then Umbrella Academy needs to get done. So then it was like, okay, so I like was thinking about Nightwing and thinking about all this stuff with levels and hue and saturation and trying to get the best color out of it for the print, but not really knowing exactly what to do until I see it in print, and then like kind of modifying every month. So I'm thinking about that stuff, and a new Nightwing issue came to the house, and I'm thinking about that, and I'm going in and I'm trying to make the best 8 pages I possibly can. And like the artist on the Nightwing issue that I'm working on right now is like crushing it. And so I'm like, okay, let's make this stuff awesome. And then I have to switch gears and move over to Umbrella Academy. And Umbrella Academy is like an entirely different beast. And then also the moment in Umbrella Academy that I'm starting with the issue is kind of like some of the regular characters, some new characters, and then everybody is set in like with a different costume that is slightly different, that is described in the script, but I don't actually have any actual art to deal with. And then Ba, who's an incredibly talented artist, is not a complaint. He's like scribbling dudes in the background, and the way he draws, they will be like kind of in the background and like simplified very, very well. He's an excellent cartoonist. It's very cool, but like he simplifies them so well that I have to nail the costume on like this very tiny guy on the page. And it's like, I start to be like, okay, I have to read the description, figure out the costume, and then figure out the simplified version of the costume on the page. And that stuff is really hard for me to focus on. Like, that is the stuff that is like, oh, we're really in the weeds now, Nick Filardi. And we call ourselves Nick Filardi. All right. What's bothering me on this page so that we don't have to work on Umbrella Academy right now? The things that are bothering me. This, like, greenish yellow at the top here, don't like that. Would be better if it was just stark white, but I kind of want to play with, like, an orange. The other thing that's bothering me is that her skin Firebrand, I think, is very close to the same tone as the skulls. And so there needs to be some changes to make this, especially this area right here. Like, these are skulls back here, and like the easy way out is just to make them blue. But we're losing her silhouette that Yannick drew very, very well. So let's not do that. And like, one of the things that he did, by the way, for you guys who are not colorists but you're artists and you're looking for tips, one of the things that he did to make the silhouette really, like, read really well is that he put the detail of the skull up here, but he did not try to do any like spot blacks or shadings in here. Like, he just wanted the line, this line and this arm to like speak for themselves. He did a great job. So let's try not to fuck it up. That's basically my mentality. All right. Also, I don't like this thing that we did. I don't know what this is. I don't know what we were thinking. I don't know. Let's just can it. We're gonna turn off the levels for now, because I'm gonna be pulling some colors out of here, and I want them to match with what I have put down already. And just reorient myself with like what the hell is going on in this piece. What is this? What is layer 3? Oh, that's the signature. This is all the glows. This is the blue glow. All right. I don't think that this needs too much, but I do want to experiment with the guy in the back a little bit. So let's do that. How's everyone doing out there? So like I said, we're gonna try to blue this up a little bit, to make her kind of like pop out, and then we're gonna try to push the blues a little higher, for all the skeleton stuff. Like, this kind of doesn't make sense, but it's far better than what we had before. Even that little gradient, look at that. Look at that. This to this, like, we're already seeing the silhouette. To all hot pink. You wouldn't be lying on the internet, would you, Fake McCoy? Sounds to me like a big fat lie. So let's try to, especially around her, where we need to make her stand out from the skulls and stuff around her. Try to pull these guys up, and by pull up I mean make the skulls like a little bit lighter. We're just kind of like putting down color. All I did was grab the blue that's already down here and like throw some gradients in. We're gonna fix this. This is like, line is like too much, especially with all the organic kind of stuff that we were doing. You heard it from a voice in your head. Fighting with your scanner is always fun. Yeah. Things are going well. A lot of work done this week, since last week was basically a half one. Yeah. I mean, I got so much done in, maybe this is why I'm distracted today, because I got so much done in the last like couple of days that I was like kind of like, wow, I'm really I'm really cooking with gas. And then today happened, and I'm like, shit, we're gonna have to make up some time. All right. Tomorrow, by the way, since I'm trying to do 2 streams a week, we are going to be streaming again. But instead of doing art, we got another portfolio stream, and then next week we're gonna have another portfolio stream after that. Y'all in high society are throwing all the portfolios out there, and I see it and I respect it. We have Comics and Stuff is the subscriber that we are going to check out the portfolio of. I'm really excited about it. See, so we're giving these guys like a little more shape, and she has such dark colors for her skin tone and for her outfit. Everything that's not glowing is like kind of a dark color. So even just like popping out the skulls a little bit like this is helping to like be like, oh, there's her shape. There's where she is. We are actually going to try to push these guys back a little bit in space. And this is all stuff, by the way. I keep talking about this, but it's like, this is huge. This is all stuff that I did not see the first time through. Once you get portfolio done, what do you do to get a review? Any subscription, as long as you're subscribed to the channel, and you're in the Discord too, NPC Chris. If you subscribe here and you link your Twitch and your Discord names together, which I don't know if you've done or not, a new room will pop up to you, a subscriber only room that is portfolios for review. You just drop the link for the portfolio in there, done deal. And I will get to it when I get to it. But I will get to it. We will do them all. I just, like, all of a sudden we have a pile going, which is awesome. You guys are awesome. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to do one a week. And thank you guys for putting them up. I know that, like, there's probably a lot of people who get a lot out of the portfolio reviews, you know, seeing common mistakes from other portfolios at other skill levels and stuff like that really helps out other people. I know that I learned a ton from just putting up work at SCAD, putting work on the wall and like trying to figure out like how I stack up in there and what other people need to work on that maybe I need to work on as well. It's a good thing. And I wouldn't be able to do that if you guys didn't submit portfolios. So you guys are awesome. A secret room, that alone is worth it. Yeah, there's 2 secret rooms in the Discord. There's the portfolios for review, and then there are suggestions for the stream. So we are actually going to get to another suggestion for the stream that Boyk submitted a while ago, which is for me to play Battle Chef Brigade, which I'm very excited about. It's anime, it's cooking, it looks super fun. We're gonna try to play it this weekend. It looks like exactly what I need to like wash the we're all sociopaths taste out of my mouth, which is like Red Dead Redemption. Phew, that game. I hit a limit. Hey, NPC Chris. Welcome to High Society. Welcome to the secret room. But yeah, if you have something that you're interested in for me to color on stream as well, you can suggest that for the stream, or games to play. You can suggest that for the stream. And basically any suggestions that you want. It is up to my own discretion. So if your suggestion is absurd or it looks like a game that I just am not interested in playing or whatever, it is up to my own discretion. Just heads up. So already she's like more readable than she was when we started. Here's when we started. Here she is now. I'm trying to light around her with the skulls. Like I'm trying to, like, this stuff I'm not really worried about. This stuff I'm not worried about. This is where we want to be. This right here is where we want to be, right with her portrait. So I'm trying, that's where I want to focus most of my attention. Suggestion for stream, more sexy Nick stripping? No. When do we get Sports Champions 2? We gotta get Battle Chef Brigade out of the way. We do need to ascend to more championship sports. I also, man, I've been there's a tiny fly, very tiny fly in this apartment that's driving me nuts. Sorry about that. I really do want to play some more Sports Champions 2. The other thing that I'm very interested in playing is I kind of want to play a little bit of Dragon's Crown on stream, because I think that might be one of my favorite games of all time. Once you, like, I avoided it for so long because the designs of the characters, especially the women, I felt like were a kind of exploitive and like not really what I'm interested in a game. And I was just kind of like, you know, this is like lame. And then I saw it on sale for like $10, I think, like years later. And I was like collecting everything at the time. I was like, I was kind of a comic book or collector madman. I was just all over the place when it came to collecting. And so I got it, even though I had no interest in playing it, because I was like, well, what if it's worth something? I don't know. It was like total madness. We've talked about this before. Other suggestion, free blackjack and hookers with a sub. You can't, we can't just, you need to start your own subs with blackjack and hookers, Major Bang Geek. So then, like, years later, after, like, I had it, and then I didn't play it, and then I was, like, looking for something to play, and I was like, well, like, I think the thing was that I played Odin Sphere, which is by the same company, and had these great, like, pieces of art in it, and I was like, I like art. Maybe I'll like this game, too. And, like, holy shit, that game, like, blew my mind. Like, there's something about, well, I know exactly what it is, but we'll get into it. When you put aside the like weird sexy anime stuff controversy that was happening with Dragon's Crown, when you put all that aside, you have like, you're on it. When you put all that stuff aside, what you have gameplay wise is like maybe one of if not the best beat 'em up of all time, that plays in like a myriad of ways. Not only that, but it is built for you to casually play over like a lifetime if you want to. It's so freaking good. So we're playing Shadows of Mystara, Boix, Cam, and I, Boix and Ilion, if you're looking for the Twitch stream. And Boix streamed it, and it was a lot of fun, and it reminded me of Dragon's Crown. And then I was like, well, I guess I'm playing Dragon's Crown again. And I have like close to 150 hours in it. and now I'm clocking in more hours, and I would love to play it on stream, because I feel like it's got interesting mechanics that are revealed at interesting points along the way, which is like worth talking about from a game design perspective. Yeah, shit, man, I just love that game. It also, like, so I've clocked in 150 hours, like I said. I definitely have like my favorite brawlers, because there's like, you know, 6 different types or whatever characters that you can play, just like Shadows over Mystara. And just remember the underscore. Oh, I didn't know he had an underscore. I guess every time I type it into the browser, it's like it just pops up, so I forgot that he has an underscore. Yeah, his stream's really good. You guys should check it out. I've been a fan of Cam's for a long time. He also does like some work with Doctors Without Borders. That's really great. Charity streams. Cam's a really good dude. Big fan. Whereas this stream is just pure profit. It's very much at a loss, just to let you know. I'm doing this for you because I like you. You tease him about it? Good. Yeah, it's funny because he used to be named something else, and then he changed the stream name, and it's like he changed it to something that is like also kind of impossible to type and describe to people. If there's one thing you learned about Twitch, it's that all streamers make ninja. Yeah, right. Exactly. All streamers make ninja money. That's exactly what happens. You start up a stream, you become rich. I was actually thinking about it the other day. I was like, how many subscribers would I need in order to like quit comics and just stream all day, every day? And it was like a stupid amount, like to equal the revenue that I make from coloring comics at a high level. It's like, it's basically never gonna happen. I'll always be coloring in some capacity, which is fine. Keeps the chops up. Hey, lookouts girl, welcome to High Society, and you're gifting that sub to Brendan. That is awesome. That is awesome. Brendan, welcome to High Society. I don't even know if you're here. But you're welcome to High Society. By the way, The Realm Volume 2 came out this Wednesday. Speaking of work and projects and stuff, I also, like, the goal of this stream is not to make so much money that I quit comics. Like, I don't know why I brought that up. That's so wildly not what I want to do. Like, I love comics too much to quit them. We are certainly noodling on these skulls. Yeah. Comics, man. They're tough to quit. That's for damn sure. Okay. I think we're done noodling on the skulls. Let's check it with the levels. Yeah, this is starting to look good. Her silhouette's starting to look a little bit better. Let's pop a highlight here on her. So, like, there's a lot of, like, small detail stuff that I'm doing. This highlight is because these skulls are dark. In fact, we can darken them up just a little bit. Stream to sell your How to Color Comics VHS tapes? Yes. Look for me on Laserdisc. As with any form of content creation, you think the most realistic thing would be to put a multi-tiered approach to streaming as one portion of it. Yes. Here's the thing, man. Like, you can no longer, and this is like something I think that Evan Dorkin's struggling with, and that he would be very successful with if he got out of the mentality of like, I do the work, it comes out, we're done. You know, like if he set up a Patreon, and he even commented in that thread that he's not interested in setting up a Patreon, but if he did, I'd be like subscriber number 1. I'd be in. All right, let's figure out if we need to do anything else. Maybe we should darken this. What if we darken this? This, like, we keep it blue, but we darken the hell out of it. Is this even darker? It's not even darker. Do we have like a good dark blue? Yeah, I feel like more and more comics is becoming, for anyone out there who's like thinking about getting into comics, not only is it like the work is good, but also like how you sell yourself and how you don't rely on one particular revenue stream. Like when you look at Jen Bartel, I was saying her before, she's like so fucking good at this. Like she is worth following. Even if you don't like her stuff, she is worth following just to like watch her do what she does, because it is I would say out of like the Twitterverse or whatever, her and Spike Trotman, Iron Spike, is both of them, man, both women too. Huh. Look at that. Women get shit done. They both, that was not planned. Being full-time creative means wearing a lot of fucking hats. That's part of the reason why you took a job at a design studio rather than freelance game design, when stability over the hustle. Yeah, I mean, the hustle's like fucking endless. Spike Trotman hustles that Kickstarter so well that she is worth watching just for that. Even if you don't pick up any of her books or follow any of her Kickstarters, like the insights that she has are really interesting. And then Jen Bartel, on the flip side, like I talked to Matt Wilson a while back about what he described, or maybe his wife described, as money in the couch cushions, which is like, what are you doing already that you could be monetizing but you're not? And a lot of that stuff is like, oh, like I filled up 2 sketchbooks this year. Maybe I should take 20 of the best sketches, polish them up, put them in a little zine and put them on the table. Like put them in an Etsy store. Like that's money in the couch cushions, you know? That's something that I like could monetize, probably should monetize, and I'll do something like that when I'm ready to. That is like, you know, part of the hustle of this gig is like, how do I not rely on one revenue stream, but instead make like 12 revenue streams that all like kind of help me out, you know? Professional musicianship is similar, 100%. Hey, you know what, Major Band Geek? I never even made the connection that you do music. And band is in your name. I was just like, oh, yeah, he's just, you know, this is his name. To be fair, you know, when somebody is named Smith, I don't think, oh, well, they're a blacksmith. Although maybe that's a very dated reference. I don't know. Look, guys, I'm only one man. I can only focus on so many things. Just really into rubber bands? Yeah. Major rubber band geek. um Major B and geek? Yeah, okay. Good, I got it right then. But I have some friends, like most suburban white kids. I was in a band growing up. We were terrible. I in particular, real bad. Um, but it was a fun experience, and we got to go to bars when we were like 16 or 14. God, we were young to be in a bar. Don't let your kids be in a bar. Um, anyway, looking back, it's like that was a little questionable. But anyway, the point is that we'd play like crappy covers and stuff, and we were kind of like messing around with making our own original content. But the drummer and the guitarist both went on to do music full time, and they are in like the hustle that you're talking about is like they are in multiple bands covering multiple genres that play in multiple different kinds of restaurants in the area, and they do that so that they can also do, you know, the stuff that they want to do. It's about like figuring out that hustle. Mind you, you're not a music major because you're in the lucrative field of history. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, people have a high demand for knowing things these days. Uh, but yeah, that's the mentality you want to be in, is like when you're trying to make it as an artist, when you're trying to like figure out how to get this thing off the ground. When I started, none of this stuff was really available. It was a very different time. Like nobody had smartphones yet, you know, like all that kind of stuff. I'm an old man, but now with like the rise of like things like Etsy, stamps.com, like you can make your own storefront pretty easily, and then you can start to like just put out content. Like a lot of the money on the table content that I see from streamers and stuff is stuff, or not streamers, artists, is stuff that they complain about when other people monetize. Like I saw just today, an artist that I follow made these sweet like Slytherin designs. Your boyfriend's a professional drummer. He's in 6 different bands and ensembles and freelances as a digital musician. Yes, there is the hustle. That is how you get shit done. But yeah, this person did these like Harry Potter things that are gorgeous pieces of art. And somebody stole it and put it on a shirt, which is terrible. But like, they wouldn't have done that if that person put those up as a damn shirt, you know? Like, maybe they would have, I don't know. But like, what I'm saying is, like, when you see somebody else monetizing your artwork better than you gotta think for a second. Yeah, all right. These skulls are looking a lot better. Her silhouette is looking a lot better, although, shit. I kind of want to make this blue right here rather than this pink. Try to get a little distance from the colors that are together. Make her pop out a little bit more. Yeah, if I like, one of the things that I'm trying to balance in the next couple of years is like, okay, you know, I want to be a colorist, but like I also want to write some stuff, and I also want to like draw some stuff, and I want to write and draw some stuff. And it's like, how do I get that done and monetize it correctly and give it the focus that it needs, while also doing this, the comic book coloring. So I think you're going to see a lot of both of those things happening, both on my Twitter and here, where like I'm trying to figure that out just like everybody else. And you know, I'm like kind of not starting from the bottom, only because you actually did make it in time for the last 5 minutes of the stream. Hey, it's not the last 5 minutes of the stream. We're still noodling on skulls. But like I also kind of am starting at the bottom when it comes to like art, because like everybody has a preconceived notion of me as a colorist. So it's going to take a lot of time to break that down. But I'm looking forward to doing that. Okay. Hawkeye. We're going to put a little blue underneath him to try to like highlight this blue thing that we got going on. This is white. This is not blue, but that's fine. Can we just, oh, we're not, this isn't, where are we going? Who are we? One of the things that I'm very much enjoying drawing is figuring out, like, I'm not a great drafts person. I don't have the patience for it. Shocker. The theme of the stream, by the way, is me, if you're just tuning in, I can't focus is the theme. We're going to turn off these glows for a second so that we can properly work on Hawkeye. And it's tough for me to focus on things like getting all the anatomy. Like, it's more making quality free content is huge. It's a huge deal. From there, the monetization becomes a lot easier. Support for creators in their endeavors may have made blogs or videos they've found helpful. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of why, like, I've had conversations with Shannon where she's like, you know, a lot of the stuff you do on Twitch is like, you know, is pretty neat, but people might pay for it if you put it behind a paywall. And I'm like, well, yeah, maybe, but like the end goal is not for me to stream behind a paywall. The end goal is for me to like give you guys something free. Giving away free quality content is huge, by the way. A lot of people resist it really hard, and like you don't realize that like you would actually be better off doing that, because it's like counterintuitive. You're like, I spent all this time doing this, I should be paid, you know, and like I get that, but like it's about building the audience that will buy the thing later, you know? But also, you know, do what you want to do. Don't let me bully you into giving me free stuff. But yeah, I think everything kind of has a place. It's a foundation for everything else. Exactly. Yeah. And that's what I'm working on with this stream. But you know, this is the other thing that like bothers me, is that whenever I talk about this kind of stuff, and it's like the business mind is like, yes, this will be the foundation that I'll port these people over to here. But like the actual human being side of me is like, I like streaming because I like chatting with you guys, because like you are real people that I bump into at cons and I like hanging out with, and like, you know, you hang out in the Discord all day. You need an audience before they're willing to pay. It's all true, but like I don't want you guys to ever think that like I'm like, yeah, come here, idiots. Like let's let me monetize you, because that's not what's happening. And if you're trying to do that, you're probably fucking up. Slide you a crisp $10 bill at the next convention for your content. No, you don't have to do that. I was joking around online about that The Realm is on sale. Was gonna mention this and I totally forgot. See, this is why I'm bad at this. I'm bad at porting you guys over to the actual pay for content. The Realm is on sale on Comixology right now. You can get the first trade for like $3. It's like super cheap. If you're reading digital comics at all, you should pick it up. I'm mining Buttcoin. I don't know what Buttcoin is. Oh, Bitcoin. Oh, sure. But we should definitely mine Buttcoin rather than Bitcoin. That is definitely what we should be doing. All right. Let's turn all this stuff back on. So we put like a little blue under Hawkman. I don't know if it like makes a difference, but I notice. And that's the goal. The other thing that I want to tweak is the background here. You actually like mining Buttcoin better? Yeah, exactly. I think we're onto something with Buttcoin. Can we just grab all the background? Is that possible? Yes. So this is it, just straight up white. And maybe white is not where we want to be. Maybe we'll grab like a yellow out of his skin. This is going to look exactly the same as what we just had, isn't it? Yep, pretty much. What if we grabbed like a red? We're spelunking? Yeah. Man, there was... Guys, I don't know if you know this, but like... I can be a jerk for my own amusement sometimes, especially when I was in my 20s. I did this thing where there was like this one girl, like I was home from college and there's this one girl that I would always bump into. This is like this is Flarty Confessions right here. And every time I bumped into her, and it was just like casual acquaintance, whatever, every single time that I bumped into her, I would purposely and like ham-fistedly try to push the conversation into spelunking, like the art of cave diving, not for any particular purpose, but to be like, I wonder if I can do this, like in conversation, if like she's gonna say anything. She never did, but yeah, that was something that I did when I was in my 20s and kind of a jerk. Bit of a dick. We're adding a little bit of splatter. Trying to figure this out. Complement the splatter that's already down there. Yeah, we're starting to get there. I think we're full BDSM outfits all day. It's a rich tradition. It's because comics is a sexy time. You'll be accepting Buttcoin at the next show. Oh man, I had this idea of like, so another colorist that you guys probably know, if you're following me, you're probably aware of colorists. This other colorist who's sometimes in the chat, and I hope he's not in there now because I'm about to lay out that plan. So I thought about, and I can't do this anymore, unfortunately, because of he has since moved on to coloring comics full time. But Rico Renzi, he helped run Heroes Con. What's a colorist? He helped run Heroes Con, which is a great convention in North Carolina. One of my favorites. And so he was always like scrambling around trying to get everything done and make sure everybody was all set up. You know, he's working for the shop Heroes that put on that con, and he. So I had this idea that I was like, oh, I should make, because occasionally somebody would be like, well, I talked to Rico, and you're just aware of Nick Kazderek, yeah. We got to port you over into buying comics, Major Brand Geek. People were like, oh, I talked to Rico, and he promised me that this thing would happen, or I heard about this thing from Rico, and so like, where is such and such thing? So like, and because he was like involved in, you know, booking all the artists and stuff like that, so I had this idea of like, I should go to like Vistaprint and like print, you know, 10,000 little cards that look like dollar bills with Rico's face on it, called a Rico buck, and then just like put them all over the convention, like just leave them on people's tables all over the place, and then I would make a sign that said for my table that said, I do not accept Rico bucks. And then have the hilarity ensue. Never did get to pull off that plan, unfortunately. The Rico buck is the real cryptocurrency, because it's paper currency. That's how you know it's real. I don't know, but now he's not. Now he has since moved on, and he's coloring comics full time and making cool T-shirts and stuff. He's a good dude. You should, by the way, let's give him a plug, since we just kind of made fun of him, but not really made fun of him. Just kind of poked fun at the whole situation. Let's give him a plug. You should follow him on Twitter, and you should also No Longer Mint is his store, and you should buy a T-shirt because he makes hilarious T-shirts. It's so crypto it never got made. Exactly. I don't know what the exchange rate is for butt bucks to or butt coin to Rico bucks. I don't know what the exchange is, but we'll figure it out. We'll hash out the blockchain or something. Nobody knows how Bitcoin works. Anybody that tells you is a liar. I think we're done. Is this good? Is this good? I can tell you that for me, one of the things that I really love about this cover is this space right here. The reason for that is because the bone jaw is popping forward so much and the guy is falling backwards so much that like it creates this freaking wild like dimensionality to it. I apologize to anyone who picked this thing up thinking, oh, I'm gonna start a little colorist jam, because I like hashtagged it and I put the flats out there, and then it was like it took us like 6 hours to do or some shit like that. Like when we're not talking about Rico bucks, like holy moly, this thing was a meal. But like I'm kind of happy where we ended up. Like there's some really interesting, cool shit going on in this. This cover changed so much from the start. Yeah, totally. It even changed a lot. Like we're noodling on it, but like look at this is where we started today versus now. Like we changed all the background. We tweaked everything in here, all of the skulls in here, and we even tweaked Hawkman a little bit. Like we kind of like nudged everything pretty much. But I think we're finally, the long struggle is over. The nightmare that has gripped this country for many, many weeks and also made them think about eating Hawkman as a meal. And it's not cannibalism. It doesn't count. He's an alien. All of that is finally over. I think we're done. So I think Nathan Fairbairn is this NF over here, who was originally slated to color this. But you know what? Nathan Fairbairn, you're out of here eventually. This is Sorry, them's the breaks. We're signing it now. Oh God, I bumped the mic. This stream is a disaster. Hawkman looking like a snack. Tell me about it. We're gonna sign it. So there's a thing going on where like some artists don't sign their work. Don't do that. Sign your work, please, for the love of God. Cause like, if you don't sign the work, then I can't sign the work, and I want to sign all the work. That might be a little too bright. Now I'm obsessing about this. Great. There we go. It was a little distracting before. Yeah, I think... Why wouldn't you sign the work? I think that it's... My 2 cents on why comic artists don't sign work is that just draw another NF. If you don't sign the work, I will sign the work and say it's his. So I think the reason that a lot of artists don't sign the work is like a rubber band effect from when the 90s happened, and like artists were like, well, a quarter of this cover is going to be my name on a floating scroll in the corner, and everyone was just kind of like, ugh, this is not a look that aged well. Pure white signature, no, gotta put the color in there. I'm the colorist, gotta put the color in there. And so because of that, I think that a lot of artists who grew up reading comics around that time, like Jeremy Hahn of The Realm, which is now a couple of bucks on Comixology, and Volume 2 just came out this past Wednesday. It's out now. You should get it. It's out now. He doesn't sign anything, which kills me because I put so much goddamn work into The Realm, and so does he. And I'm like, Jeremy, let's put our name all over this thing. For God's sakes. But he does not want to. He is a humble man, more humble than me. I'm gonna start signing them, and I'm gonna start getting artist credit on comic review websites that are not paying attention. All right, I think we're done here. I'm gonna save it real quick. It's saving in the corner there. We are going to post this up on Twitter, Instagram. It's all up there. Look, it's right up there. I started getting into a regular post on Instagram, a regular schedule, and then I just got derailed again. But thankfully, you guys out there in the Discord turned me on to a like Instagram. It's like a mobile version of your browser thing. It's called like Instagram download or something like that. It looks really easy to use, so hopefully I'm going to start posting on Instagram a lot more and a lot more organically, rather than trying to be like, oh, how many posts do I have to make? Let's make them now, and then I got to email them to my phone and then post them up. Like, no more of that. No more. So I'm going to try to use Instagram a lot more. This is going on Instagram for sure, because this is the hotness right here. This is the hotness. But yeah, follow me on all your social media platforms, and also down below you'll find all the Discord information. I'm gonna pop it over there like as soon as I'm off stream. So and we got to figure out what we're gonna do for the next art piece. I'm like kind of a little bit lost as far as like what art we're gonna do. We need the art. Nobody's questioning that. We definitely need to art. But I think I might pull a page out of gonna get all the double taps for sure. I think I need to pull a page out of the Ultimate Portfolio, because I don't really have anything, and I feel like I've hit up a lot of my friend artists, and they've either like been too busy to give me stuff, or they've already given me a lot, and I feel like, I don't know, I want to get a little more variety on the stream. We should do a cover of Vogue. I mean, the beauty is kind of that. Like, the beauty is, you know, let's do covers that look like magazine covers. I don't know. Anyway, but for next stream, for tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to do a portfolio review for comics and stuff. So come join me for that, and hopefully you'll learn a few things, and we'll all grow together. Like, wouldn't that be great? That'd be fantastic. Until then, everyone out there, keep making comics. See you next time.